How's it going, everybody? I'm Lola Valcanucci, and this is The Squeaky Wheel. First thing that caught my attention this morning was a tweet that said 10 years in prison for going out of state for an abortion. I'm not going to name drop that person because honestly, with that kind of tweet, shame on you. Just shame on you, okay? I did research it. Unfortunately, you didn't. So anyway, I looked up this HB 481. It's a new law that's going to be in effect January 1st, 2020 in Georgia. No, you are not going to get 10 years in prison. You're referring to an older bill that never even made it to the governor's office. Why don't we stay on point and talk about the one that went to the governor's office? I did see another news article because, they're so honorable about their truths and happens. They're just great, aren't they? $100,000 fine and life in prison. That's another one that I saw too for getting an abortion. But no. So read 481. Georgia used to be one of the states that allowed abortion up to 20 weeks. Virginia is currently one of those states that allows it up to 20 weeks. They are changing it from 20 weeks to 6 weeks with the detection of a human heartbeat. So there's exceptions to this, and don't let anybody tell you different. You just go on that legislation website. It's legis.ga.gov, and look it up yourself to see that it literally does say if you're past 6 weeks and you've been raped, like your pregnancy is a result of rape or incest, or you have a medical condition, or there's a medical futility with the pregnancy, it clearly defines this. Clearly. So all these people that are trying to say, well, see, Georgia's trying to pass that if you got raped and you got pregnant because of the rape that you can't get an abortion, that's not true. There is something that did raise some major red flags with me in this, and that's on line 152, where it talks about how your medical record will be given to the district attorney's office if you have an abortion. Absolutely not. That is a privacy violation. There's an act for that. It's like HIPAA and stuff. I'm trying really hard not to swear right now. Sometimes I swear when I get worked up and my face gets redder than normal. But let's talk about it. So they're changing their legislation from 20 weeks to 6 weeks unless there is a medical reason to have an abortion. They're going on the basis that a human heart determines life. I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that because life is brain activity, not just heartbeat. And what do we do to loved ones that are in a coma or something tragic happened and they're on life support and there is no brain activity? We are legally allowed to pull the plug or remove life support. Let me be a little bit more sensitive about it. We can do that. So I personally don't agree with abortion because I love my children. I didn't want to abort them. But there are circumstances out there where women just are not ready. So let's talk about that. There's naysayers that are like, oh, well, why don't they just go on birth control? Well, what if they are? What if they are on birth control? Why is everything her responsibility? Did you know a dude at 18, 19 years old can decide, you know what, I never want to be a dad. I'm going to get a vasectomy. But a woman can't do that. Most states have minimum requirements. Minimum of 27 years old, minimum of 2 children, minimum of husband's consent. Not all states require husband's consent, just mine. I don't know if it's just mine, mine did, and I felt like a brood mare at the time. They're like, oh no, you have to come back with your husband. He has to sign permission. So my husband has to sign permission from what I can do with my body. And the doctor said to me, yes, because if your husband wants to have more children, we're not going to do this for you. So what they're saying is my husband's in control of my body. Now, there's other states, and I'm not sure if Virginia is one of them. There's other states that a woman, if she is a single mom of 5 and 30 years old, she still can't get a tubal ligation because what if her future husband wants to have babies? Let's think about that for a second. Let's talk about pro-choice. Pro-choice. Her body, her choice. Now, I don't support abortion when it comes as a form of contraception. There are females out there that are getting abortions every other month. And that's awful. I don't agree with that. However, if they're within that first 15 weeks, I support it. I think that they should also be documented or sterilized or something. but that's a little extreme. Sometimes I can be extreme, and I have to think about things. I don't know where this person got off saying that you could go to jail if you go out of state for an abortion. That would be in the same category that if I were to go to Colorado or our nation's capital, D.C., if I were to go to D.C., because it's closer, and partake in cannabis, partake in activities involving cannabis, Virginia will not put me in jail for that as long as I don't come back to Virginia with it. Like, they literally can't. They can't. So what on earth would make this person think that just because a woman goes out of state to get an abortion, that Georgia's going to arrest them? Let's use our brain just a little bit. I know you guys want clickbaits. I know that you want your ratings, but come on. There's a dude in the White House right now that coined the term fake news. He coined it, okay? And you're perpetuating it. Come on.